O tome kakve su ekonomske politike potrebne u regionu u vreme krize, u nastavku razgovaram sa Nevilom Xhindi. Hi and welcome.
Good morning.
So what economic policies find you crucial for economic development in the time of crisis in our region?
Thank you for the interview. It's morning and I'm in Belgrade as part of an international conference organized. It's a contemporary financial management conference organized by the University of Belgrade, and I'm part of one of the panels. And also I came in here as part of being the manager, the grant manager of one of the projects that EU funds, and the University of Belgrade is part of. It's USIA project. So coming back on the question, on your question, I would say that the economic performance in our 6 economies, I'm talking about the Balkan region, continues to be impacted by the war in Ukraine and the sharp increase in energy prices and slowdown in global growth. So this crisis are creating significant headwind for the region, actually. So in the first period of the first 6 months of 2022, the economic growth driven by private consumption and investment proved to be robust in the region, actually exceeding the expectations. However, I would say that the growth momentum is now beginning to slow. Face of severe mounting challenges. Higher energy and food prices have pushed inflation and levels unseen for many years now, eroding the business confidence. The labor market is being too cool with employment slowing and high inflation and increased uncertainty.
And
what I would suggest in this case is that the reforms that would include are measures to increase the level of market competition, remove entry barriers to business, actually increase retention and reinvestments among foreign investors, and reduce barriers to labor force participation of females, and improve quality of education for sure, and raise standards of governance, particularly including digitalization.
And speaking about investment, what structure of financial resources is especially now crucial when we speak about financing public projects?
We better talk about in short terms. The crisis it's in here. So in short terms, government should prioritize policy support to the vulnerables, ensuring that measures are targeted and time-bounded to minimize fiscal risks. So reforms that would boost medium-term growth and limited fiscal costs should be a priority for policymakers now and on.
And what is the core of stronger regional cooperation when it comes to economic development?
I would say that we have to increase the level of market competition as a whole, and also remove our entry barriers to business, increase investments among foreign investors, and definitely, as I mentioned before, digitalization.
And most of our economies are in the stage of innovation, actually investment-driven development. How can we move towards innovation and knowledge-based development?
Thank you for the question. Actually, that's exactly the reason that this conference is very important in this time, because academia and businesses and all stakeholders are coming together. I mentioned to you that I'm the manager for USIA project, which is an Erasmus Plus project led by the Mediterranean University of Albania. And it brings together university and all the stakeholders in the society, which are governments, policymakers, civil society, media, and definitely the business. Now is the time that these stakeholders work together and bring innovation to the society and the knowledge transfer to the society. So that's the best scenario. This time, the stakeholders should work together and boost the economy with innovation and increasing funds.
And on Tuesday, we had EU Western Balkans Summit. What finds you crucial when it comes to European Union integration for our region?
Oh, thank you for the question. Actually, that was the first ever summit between EU, the Western Balkans leaders, to take place in the Western Balkan region. The summit, I would say, was an opportunity to reconfirm the key importance of strategic partnership between our region and the EU. So EU leaders recall the importance of continuing reforms into the region, notably the area of the rule of law, definitely, and in particular those related to the independence and functioning to the judiciary and the fight against corruption and organized crime. The German Chancellor Scholz said in Tuesday that this summit was a really good summit and gives more positive energy among EU members and the prospect of the Western Balkans, having in mind here that EU is the larger investor in the region, and they are our closest partners, and that's why the discussion is around them. And this is actually the reason we are trying to enter the EU, even though the Western Balkans have been stuck in the EU waiting room for so long. And this has created frustration among both parts, among the EU and the Balkan region.
Nabila, thank you very much for your time and for sharing all of those information with us. I appreciate it.
I appreciate your interview. You have a good day.